Andy Austin here, up in the attic, with another quick tip of how to be successful in absolutely everything. Right, number 2, make an effort. I know, you'd think it'd be obvious, and it isn't. There's so many people who have a notion that merely by acquiring some kind of qualification and certification, then that guarantees instant success. And you only have to look at just how many graduates there are who basically are working jobs that have got nothing to do with their degree course, and often are colossally underpaid, doing fairly low-level work, and they wonder why they went to university. It's not easy. The competition out there is enormous in every possible job. So to be different from everyone else takes quite an effort. To be the excellence that other people are looking for takes effort. Establishing a network, because remember, a lot in life does come down to who you know as much as what you know. And that may well seem unfair if you're one of those people who doesn't know anybody. But some people are born with those connections. Some people acquire those connections early in life, or through their family, or through school, college, or university, or various clubs. And then others, like myself, have to work at it. Now, if you've got to work at it, that doesn't happen overnight. You have to put the effort in. And it's not just a case of, oh, I'm going to make some adverts. You have to do relationship maintenance. You have to communicate with people. You have to establish a position. You have to establish a relationship. You first of all also have to be respectful to everybody else. Here's a classic mistake that newly qualified alphabet therapy practitioners make upon receiving their certificate. They notify their local GP surgery, "Hey, I've just done X therapy training course. Send me clients because I do stuff that you don't know about and I'm brilliant, and here's my certificate and here's my CV." Yeah, well, doctors aren't clearinghouses in order to act as a referral system to coaches and therapists. And so in order to ever get medical referrals, you first of all have to establish a relationship. And to establish a relationship, the first thing you have to know is, what do they do? You've got to be respectful for the work they put in, for their efforts, for their own needs. And if all you're doing is seeing how they can service your needs, that doesn't go down very well with anybody. Think if you were that person too, and all you ever got from people was, do this for me, do this for me, do this for me. And you don't even know who they are, and they haven't even established themselves. So the saying is, it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. And one of the problems of the success personal development industry is that essentially it fosters this notion of overimportance, where people are because it sells the courses, that this certificate, which is actually just worth the piece of paper it's printed on, that's all it's worth. But this certificate is the best certificate ever because the trainer has got all of these connections. Here's the photograph with the celebrity trainer, and they're registered with all these associations and so forth. Mostly that's worthless. And so to expect that to open the doors for you and do the job is a big mistake. Now, what happens is that because of that marketing ploy to get people on those courses, people leave those courses with a sense of success, importance, there's a naivety of how the world actually works. And there's this notion that because they're so important, they don't have to do the groundwork, the donkey work, the laborious, really boring stuff. I want to just pick on one single example of the kind of thing. If you have a look at how many websites I've got, there's a lot of websites. If you look at my main website, 23NL People, that actually has over 150 pages on it, plus probably another 50 or so blog posts. I haven't counted those. But there's a lot there. There's a hell of a lot of writing. Now, those things don't write themselves. I have endless videos. I've got a lot of video courses online. I've got a lot of videos on YouTube. There's a lot of video embedded on various pages. Behind paywalls of the IMT Association, there's a lot of video content there that people who aren't a member won't have seen. And I have lots and lots of other video that I use for showing to clients and other purposes too. Those things don't create themselves. Those things are the results of working insane number of hours, often into late evening when I would rather be doing something else. An awful lot of this stuff is tedious. It's really boring. I don't really like video editing. I'm not really a fan of writing, to be fair. I definitely am not the academic. And yet, if you have a look at my bookshelf, I've got 2 here and I've got several downstairs. It is rammed with books that I've actually read. A lot of people they see my book collection, they go, "Have you read all of those?" And all I can think is, this is about 1% of the books I've read in my lifetime. And there's a lot of work that goes in. Now, a lot of this stuff, especially a lot of these texts that I wade through, they're really boring. They're really, really, really boring. But that's how I learn and find out new details and data and stuff that I need to know about. As well as the social side of stuff where I have to do the networking stuff. And those who know me know I am the single least social person that I know. At least I am these days. So, again, that's an effort for me. All of this takes a lot of effort. And now, this is the single example I referenced before, I never got to. I started a wiki page. So I started the Integral Eye Movement Therapy wiki, and more recently a Freemasonry wiki. Now, my name doesn't really appear much on those, and we do have contributions from other people. But the most telling thing for me is the sheer number of people who tell me, "Oh, send me a login, I'd love to help, I'd love to be part of that." And of course, every time there's an edit, I get a notification, and I can see who edits what. And 4 people. 4. And yet, this week I'll get more messages from people, and next week I'll get more messages from people, all the people expressing interest. And I've referenced this previously, the person who's always interested, and they maintain a level of contact of their interest, but they never deliver on anything they ever say they're going to do. Because the moment it comes down to it, a lot of this stuff that to do it is boring. There's other distractions. There's Facebook, other social media. There's crap on television. People have always got these modern day endless distractions that they can both entertain themselves with in a very superficial way, plus also blame. And so there's no reason to blame any of those things. It's laziness. But that laziness, of course, means nothing ever gets done. Now, there's people I have known since I started, and I started all of this in 1994, and people I've known back then were always about to do something. I know them now, and they're still telling me the same story, and they haven't even started yet. But they're going to. They are going to. And that will be on their gravestone. They're just about to, but they never do. And then there's the other thing. Some people start, they get about 10 minutes in, the good feeling goes away because this isn't the success they were sold. This feels like work. And somehow, if it feels like work, you must be doing it wrong. That seems to be the mantra. It's don't work harder, work smarter. No, it is work. It feels like work. It's horrible, but that's what it takes. So, Andy's tip from the attic today for how to be successful in almost absolutely everything. Make an effort. Then make some more effort, sustain that effort, and keep making even more effort. And keep that going for the rest of your lives. And guess what? You'll get there. Just saying.